Hello there. My name is Lemon Jack Njai, and we're back here at the IEC where candidates have started filing their nomination. Next up is Alhaji Mamadi Kurang, independent candidate. Well, Mr. Kurang a few months ago announced that he too will be running for president. The former Jana Commission secretary, but also Jollof Tutor's chief. He's an economist, so he's the one coming there with his supporters there. I think some of his supporters have been let in, so he's the first candidate to be accompanied by his supporters. Earlier on, we had Joseph Juve and Marisak. They didn't come with their supporters. They only came with a few people. But you can see Mr. Kurang and his supporters. I mean, it's an impressive crowd that is accompanying him to IEC. So he too is here to file his nomination for president. There will be an election on December 4th this year. So as part of the process, candidates must come to the IEC to meet officials of the election house to submit their nomination papers. There are qualifications that you need to have. So you need to be here. So you can see his supporters making some noise there. That is Alhaji Mamadi Kurang. He is the third person to come to the IEC to get his nomination sorted out. So he's here. His supporters have come all the way right by the gate. The security is trying to, but I think they will sit under the. There is a place that has been arranged for party militants or supporters where they can sit and then wait for their leader to get inside and then get his nomination papers in. So that is the situation here. We are back. We are broadcasting live from the election house. This is the Fado Network, wherever you are watching us from. It's nomination in Gambia. The presidential election is 5 weeks away. Candidates, so far we have 26 people that have asked the IEC to give them nomination papers there. They are all interested in the job. So today they've started coming to the IEC to submit their papers, to submit what qualification they have to be able to contest the December presidential election. So Mr. Kurang is there. You have the members of the media there billeting him there. That is Mr. Kurang. So it's gone past 12 p.m. In the Gambia. So you are there. I think you have your mic. Where's your mic? They took your mic. Okay. So he doesn't have a mic. So you are there, Dauda, when he was coming. I have seen he's the first to come up with his supporters. Really, I think you will have at least 100 people here that have come with Mr. Kurang. Outside, how was the atmosphere like?
Well, thank you very much, my boss. Outside, to be honest, the crowd is huge. As he anticipated Gambia Youth for Change, he's going with that name. You can see it right here. The place is all over. The majority are the youths of this country in the different colors and chanting in common voice, "Win Mr. Kurang, win Mr. Kurang." He is the first independent presidential candidate who arrived with such a huge crowd at this place just to submit his nomination form, which is very, very important. I'm looking at the jubilation and celebration outside there, and the peace that is maintained there, because the securities are not even pushing and pulling, because the coordination it sends a message that they are preaching peace, message for peace, which is very important. And if you look at Alhaji Kurang, he is among the Gambians who is satisfied economics, who is planning, who is also interested in the position of being a president in this country. If you look at his background, as he said, he worked with the youths for the past 20 years. He is the founder of Jollof Tutos, which was established in 2010. And if you go to their archive, the over 20,000 youths in this country has graduated through that institutions, which is very important, and one can commend him for that, because his agenda, as part of his agenda, is to create employment for the youths. And if you look at the background, definitely it has been there before he ran for this position. He was also an economics teacher at St. Augustine Senior Secondary School. He worked with the Gambia Telecommunication for some years, which is the GAMTEL. Everybody knows it as GAMTEL. And in 2017, he was sworn in as the Secretary of the Janneh Commission, a commission that was established to investigate the financial dealings of the former President Yahya Jammeh. Later, he resigned. Alhaji Kurang is among...
Actually, he was sacked.
Yes, he was sacked.
You hold on there. I think we have a video of just to show you how the outside is looking like. We have a video. I will ask Mansour to play that. We have Mr. Kurang. He'll be going inside to meet with the officials. Let's bring you that, and we'll be right back. We'll take the video of the outside. Mr. Kurang has arrived. That is Mr. Kurang there, accompanied by his wife, I guess. He is going inside. You have the press pool really is impressive. A lot of cameras in front of him there as he enters the election house compound to meet with the officials. So we'll check the outside, the supporters are there, and see what they are saying. So before we get that, so we'll continue with the commentary. The arrival of Alhaji Mamadi Kurang. Mr. Kurang is one of the people that have expressed interest in this job. He has just arrived at the election house and he will be filing his nomination papers there. He's still struggling to get in. You have a lot of press men and women here today. It's a very, very important day ahead of the election. The issue of the nomination, involving all the candidates. You have 26 candidates. This is what we have for this election. All of these. As things stand, a massive 26 candidates are coming to submit. So far, all the candidates have been given time to come and appear before the election officials. So far, they've been sticking to that. We've seen Joseph Juve come. We've also seen Mari also. Now we have Alhaji Kurang. After Alhaji Kurang, there is another person who is coming, Matthew Gomez. He too will be here to submit his nomination papers, and that will be it for today, and we'll be back tomorrow again. So that is it. Mr. Kurang has managed to enter the compound now. He's now heading where the election house officials are yet. He will face to face with the election house bus chief, Alhaji Mamadi, the 86 or 87-year-old head of the election house. He's a very strong man, really amazing. With his age, he's a very strong man. He doesn't even wear glasses when reading papers. So that is how strong this man is, physically strong this man is. So he's the man in charge of this election. He's the umpire. He will tell us. He will preside over, administer this election. 2016, it was him. And this year too, it will be him. So a very important role the IEC will play in this election, an election that well, let's put it this way: the election that is coming for the first time, the first presidential election since year-old rule. A lot of stake, the democratic space has opened up, and it is no wonder that you have all these many people that want to stand for president. This has never happened. In 2016, there were only 3 candidates. In the elections prior, we didn't have more than 3 or 4 candidates. But for the very first time, you have all these many people interested in the top job. So now that I've seen Mr. Kurang head to, I think he's taking his seat now. He's with the IEC officials now. So I mean, he too, what and what are required of him to bring?
Thank you very much, Lamin. As part of the requirements that every candidate should submit is a declaration of asset and also a bank clearance. Also, the person must be a Gambian, and all those documents are very important. That each candidate is should submit this thing to in front of the IEC, which is very very important. Failure to do so, it might lead to something else. I believe with the bunch of documents that I see his ordinance are handling, I believe he has enough documents to submit to the IEC that will also help him to context
So
in this.
we'll leave it here for now, as we will join the election compound and see how the nomination is going.
So we going to this
No,
list?
let's have the voters card first.
Original copy?
Voters card.
The copy or the original, sir?
Original, sir.
I have.
I have.
No.
No.
And the deposit?
Yeah.
And what else do you have? What else do you have?
Well,
I have
my other possible
my other
documents
possible
with me.
documents with me.
What
I'm not
else?
sure what else.
Code and Code ethics.
Say again.
Say again.
Code of campaign.
Code of campaign ethics. Yeah. Yeah. You say shall abide.
Yes.
What?
Number 11.
What did he say?
It was one of the documents. Give it.
Give it.
You don't have it?
No.
What's it called?
Part of the code.
Okay.
Yes.
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 Alhaji Mamadi Kurang.
Alhaji Mamadi Kurang.
Well, if you don't remember receiving the code of corporate ethics, ask for a copy before you go.
Okay. Yeah, I can sign it now.
Yeah.
I can sign it now.
Here is the receipt for your deposit.
Thank you.
Honorable, my pleasure to hand over this receipt, and bring the remaining ones, as soon as possible. And on Saturday, we will do this public will have the right to come and inspect what we have submitted. Saturday from 8. Right? So please get the you don't have a copy? They'll give you one.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So the nomination is finished? Okay. What is possible? For everybody to come and check. Okay. No problem. So that's why you begin what? You are giving this and after the public. So that my understanding is the nomination finishes on Saturday.
Friday.
After the Friday.
Saturday is public scrutiny.
The public scrutiny is Saturday.
Yes.
And what happens after that?
Then we come with the list of all the qualified candidates.
Okay.
You have been just submitted. Your documentation will be reviewed for consideration.
Okay.
So after the public scrutiny, the IC will come up with a declaration of candidates who are submitted and qualified.
When is the
That will be on Saturday.
the IC list will be out on Saturday? Yeah. That's fair. That's fair enough. We understand. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. All right. Yeah.
So we give him
John,
five
thank you.
minutes to meet the president.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Did you come out from the nomination table with all your papers intact? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we came out fine. Everything.
Okay.
Yeah, we are told that it's still one-step process. The second process is a public viewing, and we're looking forward to that. And after that, hopefully the IC will come up with the list.
How hopeful are you that you will be accepted?
Well, we have no issues. The criteria is clear. We're Gambian citizen, we're resident, we're qualified professionally, the requirements that we needed.
Mr. Kurang,
Yes, sir.
why do you feel that Gambians should vote for you? Like, what do you have for the Gambians?
Well, I think I'm the at the moment to changes. The Gambia needs to find a candidate that can sail through the difficulties that the global society is facing. Somebody who understands the economic issues, the political issues, the global issues. I have been tested and proven. For 20 years, I have operated an institution professionally. The problems of the country, the major problem of the country is poverty, and this country needs somebody who can solve poverty, a problem solver. I am a problem solver. I have not been.
Transitional justice is one thing, poverty, you spoke about that, health. So in your first 100 days in office, what will be your top priorities?
Well, to tackle poverty, like I said, there are a number of issues affecting this country. We have put education on top of our agenda. The Gambia is facing major educational problems. As you know, it's a country that started with an educational system that is basically apartheid. In 1965 or before that,
If your father is not chief, you could not go to high school or primary school. That system has been entrenched in this society. In this present moment, if you don't have money, you cannot get education in the Gambia college. Even if you have money and go to the Gambia college, after 3 years you come up with a diploma. When we come to power, we are going to remove all diplomas, talking to replace them with degrees. We are going to make education is what can move this country. Singapore got independence in 1965, no oil, no gold, no diamond. They have the human resource. For 20 years, I've been involved in human resource training. Gambia is specialized on to change this country. The only thing that can change this country is to make education and abundant and to make it cheap for everybody.
Assuming that
that you win the coming election.
Oh yes, as you can see my delegation, Kantora, Tumanna, Fuladu, Nyomi, all over the Gambia they are here. Representatives from everybody is here. The young people are yearning for change. They are going to decide this election in 2021. People want somebody who is consistent. For 20 years, what I've said 20 years ago is what I've said 10 years ago, is what I still say. Nobody can bring out anything that is inconsistent in what I've been saying in the politics and the economics of this country. I am trusted by the young people for 20 years, and I think I will deliver.
Assuming that you will, are in the plan of any coalition?
Coalition, well, we are already nominated to contest, and we are going forward to December 4th. I don't think there is too much time to talk about joining anything else.
Assuming that you win this election in December, how will you eradicate poverty in this country?
How we will eradicate poverty? We want to create a middle class where carpenters, plumbers, nurses, and teachers could build their own houses and have their own cars and send their children to school and give them quality education. No country is able to develop without a middle class. If you're a policeman and not afford a house, and you are a teacher, you can't afford a house. You are a journalist, you can't afford a house. Your country doesn't have a middle class. We're going to build a middle class by building the country, by creating 500,000 for 500,000 youth, giving them quality education. I'll give you an example. If you're a masoner, you can build a 1-story house or a 2-story house if you're a carpenter. What about if I give you a 10-story house? How many Gambians can build a 20-story house? They need education to be able to do that. Education, democratization of education is the solution to the problem of this country.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I'll try to speak to him. So he's the third candidate to appear before election house officials to submit his nomination. He said he is confident that he will be accepted. His nomination will be accepted. But one thing that Mr. Kurang also told reporters is that he has been tested and proven. And he said when they come to power, the issue of poverty is one thing that they will look into. So as you see that he's coming out, his hand in the air. So I'll try to get him. I'll try to get to speaking with him and see if I can go too with Mr. Kurang there. I can try to see if I can. Mr. Kurang, I want to have a word with you, please. You can come this way, please, to my panel. So we are going to speak to just 5 minutes. We just need you for 5 minutes. You will come on, and then we'll have an interview with Mr. Thank you very much. Where is the other mic? Where is my other mic? So that is but the cameras are in front of you. We will not be able to see. You can all stand out back actually. So thank you very much, Mr. Kurang, for speaking to the Father Network. Big day. Just first of all, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great to be here today to represent the principles that I stand for, that this country is suffering from poverty, and it is time to take the challenge to try to solve the problem of the people of this country.
What did the IC officials tell you?
Well, they told me that the nomination process, we've just done one step, which is to submit the papers. There will be a public reviewing of the papers submitted by the candidates next Saturday. And then after that, if there are no problems with anybody, any candidates, then there will be a final list. And we are okay, we are confident.
Are you confident that you will be accepted?
We are 100% confident that we have fulfilled the requirements. We have provided more than 6,000 to 7,000 signatures. We are qualified in terms of citizenship and of course in terms of other qualifications. So we are ready and we think we are qualified.
You told reporters that you've been tested and proven. What do you mean by that?
I've been tested and proven. I've worked in this country for the past 25 years. Since I graduated, I have staked my life to improve the lives of the young people of this country. I've started Jollof, we've started it, and then more than 20,000 young Gambians have gone through it. We have the idea how to run an organization. I've consulted for several organizations, both in Gambia and internationally. I'm proven corporate-wise. I know how to run an institution. I know what changes is needed in this country. I understand the economic problems that the country is facing. So I am confident that I am ready, I am proven. Because if you are a candidate, you have to campaign and sell yourself to the people based on what you have done for the country. And I think we have worked for the country. We have got the experience to run the country.
I have spotted citizens among your supporters who come from as far as Alhaji near Kurang, I guess. In terms of, I've seen the leaders scrambling, last minute scrambling to form alliances and coalitions here and there. For your change party, what exactly is your approach to this election?
Well, I think we have basically almost 1 month to the elections. Anybody who wants to contest in December 4th must have already put in place lots of strategies and plans to do. That's what we have been doing for 1 year. We've been going around the country. Of course, people talk about coalition, but people say it's coalition not just for the sake of coalition. I think the time now is to focus on December 4th. We here and our supporters are already focused on December 4th, and we are going to December 4th. And we are confident of winning the election on December 4th.
Kurang, thank you very much, and the best of luck. Thank you. Thank you. A little noisy here, election house. We managed to speak to him exclusively. He managed to speak to him exclusively. So he's calling himself one of the most qualified candidates. So that is Mr. Kurang. He has finished. He's filing his nomination. He is now leaving the IEC, accompanied by his supporters, really in their hundreds. They are here to stand in support with him. He's their leader, the leader of this change party. He is, he said it in his statement that he is confident that he will be accepted by the IEC once the public scrutiny and all of that is done. He is confident that he will be accepted, and he is planning on. We were able to speak to some of his supporters that are here to really sound their views and their. And yes, we will try to get you that video now. Okay, I think we don't have that. We don't have that video now, but once we do, we'll bring it for you. Those are the reaction of his supporters.